Ever feel as life's a runaway train, especially when dinner time rolls around? Like you're constantly trying to catch up.
Oh, tell me about it.
Well, get ready to jump off that crazy train because today we're diving into the art of cooking fast dishes and quick in 2025.
Okay, I like where this is going. Fast dishes, quick cooking. That's my love language.
Right. It's all about outsmarting the clock and enjoying those delicious home-cooked meals, even when life feels like it's on fast forward.
Because everyone deserves a good meal. Even, or maybe especially when life's hectic, right?
100%. And you know what I find interesting about this source? It's not just about like speed for speed's sake. It dives into the why behind quick meals.
Oh, that's so important. It's not just about like grabbing something quick and calling it a day.
Exactly. So let's dig into why those quick meals are such a game changer. What are your initial thoughts on the source's take on this?
Well, one of the things that immediately struck me was how much emphasis they put on the well-being aspect of home cooking, even for those super quick meals.
Oh, interesting. I have to admit, sometimes when I think quick meal, I do think like convenience first, health second, but it sounds like this source is challenging that assumption.
Totally. They make a really compelling case for how even those quick 30-minute meals can have a huge impact on your overall health. And it makes sense, right, when you're in control of the ingredients.
You know what you're putting into your body, for sure.
Right. Fresh whole foods versus, those processed meals that are often loaded with, well, let's just say things we're trying to avoid.
Sodium, unhealthy fats, hidden sugars, that whole crew. So it's like taking charge of your health one delicious bite at a time.
Exactly.
Smart. And, we can't talk about the benefits of home cooking without mentioning the financial aspect.
Oh, yeah. Huge, especially these days.
It's almost always easier on the wallet to whip something up at home than to order takeout or hit a restaurant.
It's true. And the source actually breaks down the numbers, which is fascinating to see in black and white how much those savings can really add up.
Absolutely. So we're talking healthier choices, more control over what we're eating, money saved.
Yeah, and you're not sacrificing flavor. That's what's so great about it.
Which is huge. I feel like sometimes people think, oh, quick cooking, it must be bland.
Right. And this source really emphasizes that it can be flavorful, that it can highlight the freshness of the ingredients.
Yeah, and it often does because you're working with those fresh ingredients. But before we get to the actual recipes, because I know we're both eager to get to those mouth-watering dishes, let's talk tools.
The tools of the trade.
Because, the right tools can make all the difference,
100%.
especially when you're trying to get a meal on the table quickly.
And it doesn't have to be anything fancy.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
You don't need a kitchen that looks like a professional chef's setup. What does the source highlight?
Well, they start with the hero we often take for granted, the chef's
Yeah.
knife.
Ah, yes. The workhorse of the kitchen.
It truly is a good, sharp chef's knife.
Oh.
Game changer.
Oh, my goodness, yes.
Makes prep work so much faster, more efficient, less frustrating. You're gliding through vegetables, not wrestling with them.
And it can be even, I don't want to say dangerous, but I feel like a dull knife is more dangerous than a sharp knife
100%.
because you're putting so much pressure on it to try to get it to do what it's supposed to do.
Exactly. You're more likely to slip.
Exactly. So, yeah, good chef's knife, top of the list. Okay, what else?
So for those nights when you're really pressed for time, they recommend having a pressure cooker or an Instant Pot on hand.
Yes, love my Instant Pot.
All right. They can work wonders. Significantly cut down on cooking time, especially for dishes like stews, soups.
Oh, I made a risotto in my Instant Pot the other day. It was incredible.
Wow. See?
Yeah, so good.
So many possibilities.
Okay, so trusty chef's knife, time-saving pressure cooker.
Mhm.
What about, like, pantry staples? What are those things that we should always have on hand to make those quick meals come together without a hitch?
They're really big on smart pantry stocking, like canned beans, lentils.
Oh, yes. Affordable, full of protein.
Quick, easy to throw into so many different dishes. Whole grains, too, like quinoa, couscous. Those are great pantry staples because they cook up in a flash.
Yes. And I'm guessing frozen vegetables also get a big thumbs up.
Absolutely. Your secret weapon against dinner time stress. Already washed, chopped, ready to go.
Love it. A boost of nutrition with, like, zero prep time.
Exactly.
Okay, so we're talking, like, the base of so many good meals.
Yeah, and then, of course, don't forget those flavor enhancers.
Oh, yeah.
Your spices, your herbs. Those can really elevate a simple dish.
Absolutely. Speaking of elevating, or maybe streamlining is a better word,
Yeah.
this source also gets into meal planning.
Yeah, which is, I think, key.
Which is really where it's at, because if you don't have a plan...
You're more likely to just order takeout.
Exactly.
So, yeah, they're big proponents of planning your meals for the week.
Like, sit down on a Sunday, figure it out for the week.
Yeah, just taking a little bit of time on the weekend can save you so much time and stress during those busy weeknights.
Absolutely.
And then they're also big fans of batch cooking.
Oh, yes. Double the recipe.
Yeah. Leftovers for lunch the next day, or freeze portions for those extra busy nights.
Yeah, it's like you're giving future you a break. Like, you've got this.
Exactly.
All right, so we've covered why quick cooking is so important. We've got our must-have tools, our pantry staples, our meal plan ready to go.
We're organized.
We're organized. Now, I think it's time to get to the heart of the matter, the actual recipes.
Let's do it. I'm ready.
And you know, this source does not disappoint. It is chock full of delicious ideas, and they kick things off with a section dedicated to one-pan wonders.
One-pan wonders. I love that.
So less dishes, less stress. What exactly are we talking about here? One-pan meals, it sounds almost too good to be true. Less cleanup, less time spent in the kitchen, sign me up. What kind of culinary magic is this source serving up?
Okay, picture this. You pull out a sheet pan from the oven, right? And it's got this beautiful spread of tender, juicy chicken surrounded by these vibrant roasted vegetables.
Okay, stop. You had me at juicy chicken.
Right, and it's all coated in this light, flavorful sauce. That's the beauty of sheet pan meals.
That sounds amazing. And so simple.
The source actually specifically mentions sheet pan chicken and vegetables as like a classic example. You just toss everything on a pan, pop it in the oven, and you're done. Minimal effort, maximum flavor.
Love it. Now, I have to ask you about this because I saw it in the source, and I'm so intrigued. Skillet lasagna.
Yes.
How does that even work?
Okay, so instead of layering the noodles, the sauce, the cheese, all in a baking dish, you build it all in a skillet.
Oh, interesting.
Which means it cooks more quickly, more evenly, and of course less time in the oven, less energy used.
That's brilliant. It's like culinary innovation at its finest.
Right.
I'm all about that. Now, you know, I'm noticing a trend in the source too, stir fries. Lots of stir fry love.
Yeah, stir frying is like the epitome of quick cooking, right?
It is. It's so fast.
And the source actually goes into quite a bit of detail about stir fry techniques. And they emphasize that, you know, mastering a few key principles can really up your stir fry game.
Oh, okay. I'm all ears. So what are some of their top tips for stir fry success?
Well, first and foremost, they're all about prepping your ingredients before you even turn on the stove.
Mise en place, my friend.
Yes, because you want to maintain that high heat.
It's all about that high heat with a stir fry.
Exactly. So having everything prepped and ready to go is crucial.
Okay, so we've got our mise en place down. We're cranking up the heat. What else?
They talk about using oils that can withstand that high heat without breaking down.
Oh, that's a good point.
Like peanut oil, avocado oil.
Yeah, some oils just can't handle that heat.
Right. And then, you know, it's all about that constant movement, those quick tosses and turns to ensure that everything cooks evenly and quickly.
Love it. So we've got our one-pan wonders, our stir-fry creations. What other quick main dish ideas does this source have in store for us?
Well, for those nights when you're craving something comforting, they have a whole section dedicated to 30-minute chicken recipes.
Okay, yes. Chicken is my go-to. It's so versatile.
Right, like a blank canvas for flavors. And one that caught my eye, their lemon garlic chicken. It's so simple, but so flavorful. Just tender, juicy chicken breasts infused with that bright lemon zest.
Oh, man.
And that pungent aroma of garlic.
I'm sold.
Right.
That sounds delicious.
And the best part, 30 minutes, start to finish.
I love it. Okay, what else? What else? I'm ready for more.
Okay, how about some honey mustard chicken thighs?
Oh, yeah.
A little bit sweeter, but equally simple.
Okay, so we've got our chicken covered. What about those of us who could eat pasta every night of the week?
Oh, they have you covered too.
Yeah.
Pasta lovers rejoice.
Because I feel like pasta can sometimes get a bad rap as being like not the healthiest choice.
Right, but it can be so quick and easy.
Exactly. And satisfying.
Totally. And the source emphasizes using whole grain pasta, incorporating lots of fresh veggies.
Oh, okay. Good to know. So what are some of the specific pasta dishes that they recommend?
Well, for starters, their pasta primavera is like a celebration of spring in a bowl. It's all about those fresh, seasonal vegetables, lightly coated in olive oil, tossed with your favorite pasta.
Oh, yeah.
Imagine this. You've got vibrant green asparagus. You've got sweet cherry tomatoes. You've got fragrant basil, all coming together in this, like, symphony of flavors.
That just sounds so, like, fresh and vibrant and light.
Exactly. And it really only takes as long as it takes to cook your pasta.
And then while the pasta's cooking, you're just prepping your veggies.
Exactly.
Love it. Okay, what else? Any other pasta magic?
Okay, so for those nights when you're craving something incredibly simple yet so flavorful, they recommend spaghetti aglio e olio.
See, that's one of those dishes where I'm always like, can I really make it at home? Will it be as good as the restaurant? But
Yeah.
you're saying this source gives us the confidence to do it.
Yes. And it proves that you don't need a million ingredients to create something delicious.
So it's like what? Garlic, olive oil, chili flakes.
Exactly.
No.
It's all about the quality of your ingredients, that perfect al dente pasta, a good quality olive oil.
Okay, that's going on the list. Spaghetti aglio e olio, here I come.
Yes.
Okay, before we move on to the wonderful world of vegetables, I have to ask you about this because I feel like this is a common dinner dilemma.
Oh, okay.
Leftovers.
Leftovers.
What do we do with them? Because sometimes it's like staring into the fridge, a mountain of Tupperware.
So much potential, right?
Yes,
Yes.
but zero inspiration. What does this source suggest?
They're all about giving leftovers a glow up, a speedy, delicious makeover. Fried rice is a classic example.
Oh, yes.
Leftover rice, veggies, maybe some protein, throw it all in a pan with some soy sauce, maybe an egg, and boom, you've got a whole new meal.
Fried rice is a go-to in my house. I feel like you can throw almost anything in there,
Right.
and it's always delicious.
That's true.
Hmm.
What else? Well, they also suggest turning leftover protein and veggies into hearty soups or stews.
Ooh,
So simple.
just throw everything in a pot.
Yeah, with some flavorful broth, let it simmer, and you've got this comforting, flavorful meal ready to go.
Those are the best kind of meals.
And casseroles, too.
Oh, yeah. Casseroles are perfect for using up leftovers.
They even have a brilliant tip about using a rotisserie chicken.
Oh, yes. Rotisserie chicken, the ultimate shortcut.
Right. From the grocery store. Shred it up for tacos, throw it in salads. It's like a blank canvas of deliciousness.
It's such a time saver. Rotisserie chicken. It's like the ultimate secret weapon for busy weeknights. But you know what else deserves a spot in our culinary arsenal?
Let me guess.
Veggies.
You know it. We've got to give those vegetables some love. And this source is all about showcasing how versatile and, most importantly, quick those veggie-centric dishes can be.
Because nobody wants to be stuck slaving over a hot stove when they could be enjoying their evening, right?
Exactly. So they start with a technique that's near and dear to my heart. Roasting.
Ah, roasting. It just brings out those natural flavors, you know?
Ugh.
Makes everything taste better. It does, but I'll be honest, sometimes I get a little impatient with roasting. Waiting for those veggies to get tender, caramelized, it can feel like an eternity. So naturally, I was curious about what our source had to say about speeding things up.
Okay, lay it on me. What are their secrets?
Well, first and foremost, they're all about cranking up the heat. Preheating your oven to a high temperature, like around 425 apparently, is key.
Oh, okay. So we're not afraid to let things get nice and hot.
Not at all. It helps expedite the roasting process and creates that beautiful caramelization, you know, that golden brown deliciousness that we all love.
Oh, absolutely. I'm all about that. What else?
Consistency is key. They're really big on making sure those veggies are chopped into uniform pieces so they cook evenly.
Makes total sense. No one wants a half-raw potato next to a burnt carrot on their plate.
Exactly. And of course, a drizzle of oil is always a good idea. Helps with the browning and adds a touch of flavor.
They mention any specific types of oil.
They do. They're big fans of using oils with a high smoke point, you know, like avocado oil or grapeseed oil.
Good to know.
And when it comes to seasoning, keep it simple. A sprinkle of salt, pepper, maybe some herbs if you're feeling fancy, and let those natural flavors shine through.
Simplicity at its finest. Okay, so we've covered roasting. What about salads? They're kind of the ultimate quick meal, but they can get a little boring if we're not careful.
Oh, I hear you. Salads can definitely fall into a rut, but this source is all about strategic shortcuts and flavor boosters to make those salads sing.
Okay, I need to up my salad game. Give me some of those shortcuts.
Their number one tip, pre-washed greens.
Genius.
Right. I mean, it sounds so obvious, but it's a game changer.
It really is. Those bags of pre-washed greens have saved me from countless saladless nights.
For sure. And then, of course, they're all about adding protein to make those salads more substantial and satisfying.
Yes, make it a meal, not just a side dish.
Exactly. So I think, you know, canned beans, lentils, nuts, seeds, even leftover grilled chicken or fish.
Oh, good idea.
Yeah.
I always forget about leftovers.
And then dressings. They're all about keeping it simple and fresh. A drizzle of olive oil and lemon juice, a splash of balsamic vinegar. You really don't need anything too complicated.
Less is more.
Exactly. Okay, now we can't talk about quick cooking veggies without revisiting our old friend, the stir fry.
Right, we talked about it with protein, but veggies can definitely hold their own in a stir fry.
100%. And the same principles apply. High heat, minimal oil, lots of flavor from aromatics like garlic, ginger, soy sauce. You can whip up a vibrant and flavorful veggie stir fry in minutes.
Love it. So versatile, too. You can use whatever veggies you have on hand.
Totally. Now, another cooking method that often gets overlooked when it comes to speed is steaming.
Steaming. Oh, it's so underrated.
It is. It's incredibly fast and one of the healthiest ways to cook your veggies because it preserves all those nutrients and keeps those colors bright and vibrant.
It's like a spa treatment for your veggies.
Right. The source recommends using a steamer basket over boiling water to make sure everything cooks evenly. And the best part is that most veggies only need a few minutes to steam to perfection.
That's faster than ordering takeout.
Right. Now, what about those times when we're not necessarily looking to feature veggies as the star of the show? When we want them to play more of a supporting role?
Stealth veggies. I love it.
Exactly. And this source gets it. They're all about getting creative with how we sneak more veggies into our meals.
Okay, spill the beans.
Well, one of their suggestions is packing those pasta sauces with a rainbow of finely chopped vegetables. Like sneak them in there so they're almost invisible.
Oh, I like that. Especially if you've got picky eaters.
Exactly. They also recommend bulking up stir fries and grain bowls with an abundance of colorful veggies. And for a fun and satisfying meal, you can't go wrong with stuffed peppers.
Oh, stuffed peppers are the best.
Right. And you can stuff them with a flavorful mixture of grains, beans, and, of course, plenty of those stealthy veggies.
Delicious and nutritious. Okay, we've covered breakfast, lunch, dinner. We even touched on snacks. But what about dessert? Because, sometimes a little something sweet is the perfect way to end the day.
I'm with you. And this source totally understands those sweet cravings, but they're not about to let us derail all our healthy eating efforts with a sugar overload. They've got some seriously tempting yet surprisingly wholesome dessert ideas up their sleeve.
Okay, you've got my attention. Tell me more about these guilt-free desserts.
Well, they're big fans of fruit parfaits. They're so simple but so refreshing and delicious. Just layer yogurt with some fresh fruit, a sprinkle of granola, maybe a drizzle of honey if you're feeling indulgent and you're good to go.
Okay, that's doable even for a weeknight. What else?
They've got a recipe for a chocolate mug cake that you can whip up in the microwave.
Wait, a microwave mug cake? That sounds dangerous.
Dangerous in the best way possible. It's perfect for those nights when you need a chocolate fix like stat.
Okay, I'm definitely going to have to try that.
And then, of course, for a classic no-bake treat, you can't go wrong with no-bake cookies.
Oh, those bring back memories.
Right. They're so nostalgic.
And so easy to make.
Exactly. It's usually just a combination of oats, peanut butter, honey, maybe some chocolate, all the good stuff. No baking required.
This source has been a goldmine of culinary inspiration.
I know, right? We've covered so much ground, from those essential quick cooking techniques to meal planning strategies and, of course, a whole bunch of delicious recipe ideas.
I feel like I have the tools I need to conquer those weeknight dinners and make healthy eating a joy, not a chore.
Me too. And what I really appreciate about this source is that it emphasizes that quick cooking doesn't have to mean sacrificing flavor or nutrition. It's all about making those smart choices, being prepared, and embracing those shortcuts that make life a little easier and a lot more delicious. So tell me, what quick and delicious meal are you going to whip up tonight?